Okay. Topic is truth or tales. Why did I call it that? So, what is happening, guys, on the planet? So, just look at this global planet right now happening, all right? I want you to think of it from this perspective, truth or tales, and how this is playing itself out right now, all right? If you are looking at the earth and you are up on this 30,000, 50,000 viewpoint level and you're looking down on it, you have to look at this from a different perspective. We have to look at it as you wouldn't even see any of the things happening right now. You'd be on a big global perspective of vibration, which on Monday, if those of you missed my video on Monday, talked about how this is a huge energy haboob, right? And if you don't know what a haboob is, in Arizona we get them. They're big, huge dust storms, and Google it. It's fascinating, actually. But what's happening right now is this your truth or is it your tale? And I call it a tale, not your booty tail, but I guess that could be it too. So the tale you tell, the stories that we tell, right? So does the energy that's happening right now, and I know it's insane, derailing, intense energy, right? I know it's intense, and it's probably derailing a lot of you. But does it support who you are, what your truth is, what your purpose is, how you stand to be in the world? Or is it triggering your tale? The tales that you tell, the stories that you live by, the beliefs that you have, right? And so I keep trying to share this with everybody is I refuse to go to the dark side. Because nothing in life is an accident. Even when it's hard, painful, debilitating crap, guys, it's not an accident. Vibration is vibration. And so if we're coming at it from this 30,000 square foot place and we're at that place looking down, we're looking at the vibration of things, you're all energy and you're all cells. And what you vibrate out, when people tell me, is it the law of attraction? Yeah, you might want to be careful with what your thoughts are, because if you were thinking, I hate my job, I hate my employer, I hate my life, you might be shocked when you lose your job. And I don't want anyone to feel this pain. I so can't stand it when people are in pain. But many want to keep this scary beast alive. And I've looked at this thing energetically and I'm seeing how it's triggering every person that I experience differently. It's funny because I'm not fearful with my health, where everybody's kind of using this whole like, oh my God, it's a virus, are we going to get sick? I know how to stay immune. I know how to keep my immune system super strong. Tony and I just went through, a rough year of health and stuff like that, 2 years. So we were taught for several years how to power up immune systems. This is nothing. So I'm not afraid of that. Some people are. And some people, they're getting triggered, right? Some are not fearful of the financials because they're very good at conserving. Some people, their relationships. And so they're grateful with the time that they're being given to heal because maybe their relationships aren't doing great. Those are the tales, the stories that they've been dealing with, and that some of them don't have to deal with that because it's their truth. They're happy, they're content with it. They're like, I'll deal with it. Okay? And so if you can look at this way up here, and here's this planet, this is a collective consciousness upgrade, right? And so it's up to you, all of you, to receive the download. So none of you would avoid the upgrade by Windows or your download. None of you would avoid the download when Microsoft says you need to upgrade your Windows system. Well, I shouldn't say that. Some of you avoid it. Just like your iOS on your phones, right? You got your phone and it says you need to do a system upgrade. You need to do a software upgrade. Nobody avoids it because your phone will start not working. But what's fascinating about this piece, to me, and it's the part that most people don't like, is that they don't want to upgrade their internal systems. Your system that's getting asked like, hey, it's time to upgrade your system, and the old toxicity energy that you might be holding on to, the story, the tales, as I call them, the tales that you've told everybody why you're not healthy, why you're not financially savvy, why you don't have security, why you don't have the love of your life, why you don't have healthy children, why, all these fear, panic problems, they're getting surfaced right now, and it's up to you to take the download and accept this consciousness upgrade of waking up. And it's basically that. You all need to wake up. Because there's been some heavy crap going on the planet, and most of us like to do this and just turn our head. And I mean, like, don't look globally. I mean, look in your own backyard. The stuff that we don't want to deal with, you're being asked to upgrade it. Everyone on a specific daily basis is being tested. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody new. By the way, I'm just going to keep saying hi because a lot of you keep popping in, and I love you all. So anyway, it's time to talk about the truth. About truth. We are all being affected. And again, at all different levels. And I do a lot of online work, but I had to shift everything online because I honestly have not. Y'all got quarantined. I did not get quarantined. I got a work overload like you have no idea. I'm grateful. I am so blessed, and I'm going to keep working at this to keep bringing you guys light and awareness and connectedness. We are not going dark. You're not going dark. If you're staying on the I Deserve It Truth Tribe and you're staying on the I Deserve It system, you cannot go dark. You have to go light. You have to be the light for those around you and looking for solutions and ideas and answers and pushing it past the limit. Okay? But what's not being discussed fascinatingly is that because we're all being affected by this, we're all talking about this scariness and the darkness and what's going wrong and what's not good out there. Everybody's talking about that, but no one's talking about, that nothing's an accident. And flip side is, how is it impacting you with opportunity? How is that opportunity impacting you? This is an opportunity for so many people. I keep listening to all these discussions about COVID and whose fault it is and blah, 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 blah. Right? And I have heard very few discussions on how to raise your immunity, how to break out of it, how to grow from it. I mean, I'd be totally open to, someone was giving me all those answers and solutions, but they're not. They're so focused on the darkness and the deep abyss, and I don't want any of you to accept that. Because it's not where we're going. Now, again, you all know I do astrology, and I'm going to tell you right now, up in the sky, they're all going to start dissipating within the next 2 to 4 weeks. So you can believe what you want, but I believe energy. I believe God, I believe source, and I believe divine. You are not going to stop nature, and nature is in its cyclical orbit. And you can't stop the orbit of the planets. Planets, yes, are right now putting pressure on all of you to break this resistance to the download. Resistance to shifting who you are and what you're doing. Okay? But I see so many Debbie Downers right now on online. I have literally stayed off as much as I can, aside from posting and getting you guys uplifted any way I can. But I see all these Debbie Downers on some of my healing websites. Any of you don't know, go check them out, because I love Joe Dispenza, Dr. Christine Northrup. She's fabulous. But I was watching, these are literal healers who have tools that have healed so many thousands of humans, right? They have healed so many thousands of people with way worse conditions than this COVID flu. And so my question is these people are Debbie Downers and trashing all their positivity and all this. And I'm like, okay, what does this resistance to change tell us? What does that tell you? Which is fascinating, right? What does the resistance to the change, if you have to make a comment about someone seeing positivity, change in their life, the ability to grow from this? Let's look at this, okay? So there are 2 bubbles that I want you guys to pay attention to right now, okay? So the one is, as we were just discussing, the truth bubble. One is your truth. So here's one bubble. And then you know yourself. So if you know who you are, your purpose and who you are, and then this bubble over here, I call it the tail bubble, which is the tale of stories. Let me tell you a sob story, a tale of pain, a tale of destruction, a tale of doom and gloom, right? And so the tales bubble are the stories that you were taught as a child and or have learned behavior that you learned growing up, okay? Your truth of who you are in your soul, divine source, truth, and then this taught bubble. All the lessons and stories. I call it the iPod. If you read any of my product or books and you go in there, okay? So what's happening is all of your tail bubbles, they're getting broken open by this download, right? So our ascension's happening, we're being broken open, we're being asked to open our mindset and saying which of these stories that you've been telling yourself for a long time don't work anymore. So many of you are being asked to break one or many paradigms. And guess what? That's scary shit. Scary. I'm telling you, if something isn't working for you in your life and you're like, but I have to have security or I have to have certainty, those you certainty people that want things to stay the same and never change, you're going to struggle through this whole thing. You reevaluating people and going, okay, well that sucks, but I gotta start again. I'll do it again. I'll do it again. Let's reevaluate. You guys are going to do fine. It's going to be just fine. So I want you guys to understand what's scaring you isn't what's being put out there, isn't the minutia of content that's almost insane how much is going on. What's scaring you is that your certainty is getting triggered because what you're certain of is these stories that you have told yourself. So what are these Okay, so what are the paradigms? Paradigms are beliefs, right? Those of you who don't know what a paradigm is, it's a set of beliefs that we all have. We have a personal belief, you have family beliefs, you have cultural beliefs, we have nation beliefs. I mean, there's this whole kind of paradigm getting set up, right? And you believe it, and that's your stuck set of stories and beliefs that you hold on to, and they get very deep the younger they started. These are the tales that you were told, and you were told to keep them and keep them strong. And so now that they're getting broken open, what happens? It's uncomfortable because as scary as that would be to admit, we're kind of addicted to doom and gloom. We're addicted to our stories of pain and misery and sad stories that we like. You know how someone tells you, well, let me tell you what happened. Oh, I broke my leg. Let me tell you what happened. They want to tell everybody about the pain because you're not used to talking about the gifts. It's not uncommon. It's not unusual. So what's scaring everybody is the uncertainty. And what I'm certain to tell you all is that you're all going to reevaluate and start some new certainty. But the certainty that you change, the reevaluation, when you readapt your life and you edit it, okay? You edit that truth, that taught bubble of like, what do I need to teach myself new so that I can reevaluate my habits and my belief systems and my stories. When you reevaluate that, I want you to know you're not going to keep that. It's not going to be certain very long. This new paradigm is going to ebb and flow like this. And so it's going to be reevaluated again. And you're going to reevaluate again. And you're going to reevaluate again. Okay? They're not going to last as long. And so it doesn't mean you have to change a career or a lifestyle. You just got to edit a little bit. But a lot of people aren't willing to edit at all. Okay, so what ideas I want you guys to kind of click into your head right now. I want you to think about what ideas you were taught as a child, okay, on these topics. So how have you been programmed in your tales? What tales were you programmed with? How have you been programmed to believe about health? That's a big question for people to ask themselves. Like, what were you taught, health, or were you taught disease growing up? Ancestrally, do you have a lot of disease? So someone tells you, oh my gosh, you're going to be sick. This is going to make you sick. You're going to die. Come on, open your mindset and say, what are you focused on? Health or disease? Were you taught about career choice and to change yourself and anxiety and worry? I just got a cool text here. Someone was programmed with anxiety and worry, programmed to fear disease. So what do you think is getting triggered here from this paradigm shift? In this amazing soul that just answered in the text. She's getting programmed. Her trigger is saying, look, you need to be afraid because you're going to get disease. You're going to get it. And it's not true. Not even close to being true. I know this person, she works from home. She literally has to leave the house to get it. And that's even if I know her as well. She's super healthy. She's so healthy. So see, this is my point. It's a program that's getting triggered to change this paradigm. And so what's really cool is when it comes to career choice, were you taught I can go change my career anytime I want? I can edit it. I've had like 7 careers in my lifetime and I am not willing to stop now. Or were you taught your tale? Were you taught a story about dependence, depending on it having to be a certain way forever? Were you taught about your talents and how amazing you are and how blessed you are with all your gifts and your truth? Or were you taught with no confidence? Were you taught about diet? Or was it poor nutrition? And no one's saying you should have known better. If you don't know better, how would you know what foods to go eat right now to boost your immunity? You wouldn't. You guys, I am laughing right now because I went to the grocery store because I, like all of you, you see all these posts with these empty shelves. And I was like, wow. And I'm not a big shopper, so I'm not out a lot. And so but I had to get some food, right? And I went to the grocery store and I eat organic and pretty much vegetables and meat. And I'll put a social post up this today or tomorrow. But I took a selfie because I was literally like, okay, where are we missing food? That literally the produce, the Sprouts where I shop literally is like bursting with food. Like, and I mean food like healthy vegetables and fruit. So this is what's fascinating to me. The things that make you healthier are not the things that we're running to. We're running to the things that can decrease our immunity. So we have to think out of the box. If you didn't learn that, of course you're going to go there. That doesn't make them bad. It doesn't make people overbuying and over purchasing things. I'm getting this from several of you. The grocery stores are all bursting with organic fruits and vegetables and healthy food. So again, this is something that I need you guys to open your paradigms, right? Were you programmed in your stories and tales to have healthy relationships, like loving relationships, or was it unhealthy love? What about kids? Did you have a happy childhood, or was it like you were pests? You were a pest when you were a child. So the kids show up in your own kids and you're like, oh my God, these terrible pesty kids, right? So those beliefs are all getting pounded right now by this storm, as I called it, the haboob, right? This blackout where you're all sitting almost in this like, again, I know it's a quarantine, but it's almost like we're being forced into this quarantine to sit in this silence and this hearing our own crap and go, oh my God, I don't like it. And it's different for all of you. So I am not debating which thing is getting triggered, but I'm telling you it's getting triggered because you're here to take the opportunity to heal it and open to it and see it from a different perspective. Because I stated on Monday, like I said, this energy haboob, it's like you're all in a blackout right now. And in the blackout, I want you to pay attention into your head of which of those tales is getting triggered for you. Not sure which it is, and nor does it matter because none are right or wrong. But it's forcing you to do something, one thing, or maybe everything different in your life. I have some friends who've lost their jobs and they're being forced to make some major changes, but then one of them was like, I think this might be the best thing that ever happened to me. Wow, what a way to look at that blessing. I was just like, oh my gosh, how amazing is that? So y'all know how fun change is, right? It's not, but it's not fun, but it can be good. And that's what I took from her, right? That's the fascinating part. So I live in this transformational world, right? This is what I do every day. I get into people's worlds and I help them transform these crappy tales that were taught to them and how to change this. And I'm looking at this transformation happening not just one-on-one individually, but on a global perspective. We're all being forced to lift up ourselves a little bit from old toxicity, and you can't hold on to it, so let it go and move on, okay? And so people, when they come to me, they want a better life, right? And they're like, hey, I can't live like this anymore. It's too painful. I just can't do it. I want a better life. And so when I ask them for homework, and this is what I want you to do, this is what I want to lay out, let's lay out a plan. I bet you guys can guess a lot of my experiences with people, when you do this work, they don't want to do the homework. They avoid the work. You give them the gift and they avoid the work. Why? Which tells me there aren't enough pain to really change. And my answer always is you must not be in enough pain or you're not ready to change. And the answer is like, no, it's really bad. Yet you see 2 years later when they show back up at my doorstep, they're like, okay, now I'm ready. I'm like, you're ready now because you weren't in enough pain then. And what's fascinating to me is that's what this is to everybody. And it's whatever tail that is the worst tail for you that wasn't addressed when we were turning our heads and not looking and moving on our hyper insane instant gratification lifestyles. We weren't addressing that one paradigm in us that needed to change. And paradigms are hard to change, but that's what's being given to every human being on this planet. Now, if you avoid it and you avoid the system upgrade and the download that's coming in from the universe, from source, from divine, that's on you. That's on you not to see the gift staring you in the face. So it's fascinating if you're not being given like a health crisis, or, I mean, I look at people and I'm like, you know, before all this happened, it took cancer or like a broken leg or some catastrophe to happen. They would do whatever immediately they had to do to fix it. That's what's happened to everybody right now. You all have been put in like an energetic pressure cooker. And so you're being forced to make a change. Some of you, it's very small. For me, I work from home. So, you know, like this quarantine has been like I was like, when do I get the break? Like, I don't get to like have a break from this, you know, this whole experience. Everybody's like, stay home, don't go to work. You know, you're all getting gifts in some way. Take it. But this is blessings beyond measure. So let me be very clear. You have two things. There's two ways to change a paradigm, okay? And because I've been talking about these stories and these tales that we have, you have your truth and then you have your tales, your story tales, right? And we're very attached to those. And those are paradigms. Those are belief systems. And the only two ways to change a belief system, one of the tales you've told since you were probably 2, is through trauma and through repetition. And I guarantee you, most people are not stepping up and going, okay, I need to improve my health. I'm going to start repeating this daily until it takes trauma. It takes some painful experience to force you to do that. So guess what happened? The universe set you all up for a trauma. And so everybody's in this trauma mode. And I'm like, take it as a blessing. You are being forced into a paradigm shift and say, cool, awesome, let's do it. You can fight it. Or you can keep an old belief and keep those old tales that you were taught, you know? Or you can say, here's my chance to make a lasting, new, bigger, more badass change. And it's here for you to step into. Surrender to it. It's an opportunity for so many. And so are you really living in your truth of who you are? And you all have gifts. So this is one thing. Again, a lot of you know I use astrology as the tool that just, it's fast for me. I mean, I also use DISC and all the personality profiles, but it's just, for me, astrology is faster, and I can look and see your 4 weak aspects, your 4 hot spots. I'm teaching a live webinar, by the way, on my website. It's called the Lighten Up event. So if you guys want to actually get your chart done and see where your 4 weak spots are, what are probably, I guarantee you, are getting triggered right now, drop into that webinar, and you'll get your chart done and you'll be able to see all of this at a deep dive view. So my point is that, are you really living your truth of who you are, right? Or are you fighting and not letting go of an old tale, right? An old habit, an old paradigm. So here's the gift. You have an opportunity to change your diet, which, again, go to my grocery store and get all the vegetables, because there are plenty. You have the opportunity to change your company's services, right? Like, you might have a company, a lot of these small businesses, I get it. They're coming at me and they're asking me questions like, Dawn, my corporate clients, what do we do? Adapt. Find out what people need right now. I know a lot of people that I've not been shy about admitting this to all of you and all my clients and all my friends. I do not cook. I do not cook well, and nor do I enjoy it. So if there's a service of healthy food that I could have delivered, I guarantee you I would. So that's why I'm trying to tell these restaurants and businesses and small businesses, you guys got to think out of the box, because people are looking for you. You just got to give them a new opportunity to find you, or a new way, or you've got to jump into different ways of helping people. Now, here's the tip. The energy will not change from this point forward in the next 2 years. We're going to technical, digital, online, technology, group, humanitarian, and communal energy. So anything that helps the community, helps people fit into the community, helps people connect with the community, use your technology like this. You need to be on your company and you need to start blasting out and discussing what you offer and people didn't know, get on, be me. If you need to learn how to do a webinar or a Zoom call or any of this, just send me a message. I will support any of you any way I can. But the energy isn't changing, guys. We're moving into an Aquarian energy. So if you just need to understand that, 2 weeks to 3 weeks to 4 weeks, watch. Watch how everything shifts to this energetic force of an Aquarian viewpoint, mindset, energetic systems. Okay, so if you want to know what that means, just Google, what are the traits of Aquarius? And that's what you need to embrace from this point forward. This is going to happen within the next 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks to a year. Okay, and then in 4 years, Pluto goes in there and we're really in the age of Aquarius. So I want you guys to be prepared. Okay, but you have an opportunity again to change the way you deliver yourself to people. You have the ability to change your discussions from negativity to love. I'm going to harp you guys on the website, on social media, literally look to find the light. When you people, pessimistic at work or whatever's happening, show them the gift in it. Find the jokes. I'm really thankful to all of you who are literally finding this funny because I've been laughing so hard with some of these memes. They're hilarious. Financial budgets. You would blow your mind how many clients I work with that don't have a personal family budget. So a lot of you are going to have to budget down on this. Is it going to be terrible? No. You're going to be surprised how much money you spend and how much money you actually have and can have. We aren't going to stay in this as long as you think, but I'm telling you, it's not going to stay certain. It's going to do like this. It's not going to do high-low anymore, but it is going to be erratic. And so you can flow with that. This is such a good opportunity. Again, someone just said that, yes, it's such a good opportunity for better financial management. Any of you who are in this mindset, if you don't have good financial management, this is the time for you to learn. And again, if any of you want a basic budget, I will just shoot me a PM or a direct message and I will shoot you over a basic budget. You can fill in all your dots and you can see what your budget looks like. There's your financial shift. Here's an opportunity, guys, to sit with your kids. Get to know what they dream of. Get to know what your kids dream of. This is such an opportunity to, I don't know if you guys saw on social media, but I got a new garden from my daughter. She's been like begging me to do it. I was like, well, okay, lesson number 1 for homeschool, I want a garden out there with all. So we learned, she Googled, she researched, we talked about it. We understood about soil and it was amazing. We both learned. This was such an amazing thing we learned together. And it wasn't like super time intensive, but it was so empowering for both of us. She was so proud of herself. I was so grateful. I'm hoping the vegetables come there so I don't have to go back to the store too often. Here's an opportunity to reinvent your marriage and or partner, your spouse and or significant other, whoever they are. You have time to sit and actually talk to each other. And again, there again, I recently just launched a couples toolbox. All you got to do is open it up and start talking about each of those 12 topics with each other. You have time. Reinvent your marriage. So the list is endless. You guys can throw, if there's a topic here you guys are struggling with, go ahead and throw it out on there. What you want to learn, what you want to see in a different light, what you are struggling with, I'm happy to address it. But most of all, here's an opportunity that most people don't think about. They think about illness and health and sickness when they actually get sick. Instead, I want to throw at all of you, how about taking care of your health now? All of you who are healthy and vibrant right now, I want you to think about, how do you build immunity so nothing can get you? Let's not worry about COVID. Let's worry about everything out in the world. Bacteria, viruses, just negative people. I want you to think about, how do you increase your immunity to all of that? Okay, so think about supplements you could start taking. Are you even supplementing your life or your lifestyle? Right now, all of you should be on high doses of vitamin C. This is my supplement list. You can take it or leave it. But this is one thing I have learned and figured out by going to supporting several clients who were they didn't get COVID, but they were feeling like cold and flu symptoms, or just cold or not feeling well. And so, I'm gonna, those of you who are requesting to be in the live, if you're being in the live video or you want to have a question answered, I will log you in a second. I'm just gonna finish some topics here. So supplements, vitamin C, 2,000 to 4,000 a day will keep your immunity up. People think, oh, I took my 500 vitamin C a day. It's not enough. And most people won't tell you that, but a naturopath will tell you that. That's why a lot of, if you can get to a naturopath right now and get a vitamin C IV drip, there's such high dosages that it just ramps up your immune system. Vitamin D plus K. K is what helps the transport. Zinc. Now, zinc most people don't like because it gives them a stomach ache, especially if it's in tablet form. But if you take it in liquid, it's a lot easier for the body to absorb faster, and zinc really boosts your immunity. One other thing that people are surprised about is it's super inexpensive, but it works really well. So God forbid, pharmaceuticals wouldn't want you to know this, but when your body is in an alkaline state, it's hard for anything negative or toxicity to grow, right? So any bacteria, viruses, they don't grow in an alkaline state as easily. So taking a teaspoon in 8 to 10 ounces of water 2 to 3 times a day will, especially more if you're sick, if you're not feeling well, you can feel your body getting into a acidic state. It'll pull you back into alkaline. So baking soda, B complex, mixing all these in. Now, if you're really starting to feel funky and you're like, uh-oh, something's showing up, oregano oil comes in tablets. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't stand the drop version because it can burn. You put it even in water and it's real strong. It's very powerful, but it's an antibacterial, as well as olive leaf extract. So those both come in tablet or pill form, I should say. There's so much natural options. Again, me at the Sprouts and all the natural areas of the store, they're completely full. So I'm just giving you ideas where you can take back your power instead of the power that be. The universe has set you up to give you either away your power to the external and say, I have no power. And I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. You all have the ability to take back your power immunity-wise, health-wise. You all have the power to what? Reevaluate where your weak spots are, whether it's in your chart or whether it's just in your personality, and reset your life right now. That's what this opportunity, this global paradigm shift is giving everyone on the planet, totally on you if you want to make the change. Okay, so let's see what I look like. When I look at these opportunities, I went to the grocery store, I was amazed. I was like, I don't understand the problem because there's so much food, so much healthy, great, amazing food. And so there's organic veggies. The other thing that people struggle with is fasting. Fasting is really good for your body because it has time to break down and heal any toxicity that's in the body because it's not working on digesting all this food. So move your body. That's the other opportunity right now. People have all this extra time on their hands, they were telling me. They're like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, how about moving? I challenge all of you who haven't been working out or don't know where to start, just go on YouTube and download or open up, just type in 7-minute workout, okay? Go to 7-minute workout and do 7 minutes a day until this whole thing calms down for you, and watch what happens, all right? Go to 7 minutes a day. See what happens. Watch 7 days and 7 weeks. What happens? 7 minutes. It's hard for me, and I work out almost every day. So this 7-minute workout, that's what I'm saying. Trust me, it's like downloading new skills because some of it's hard. They're muscles you don't normally use. So there's a thought, there's a pattern, there's an idea. Most of all, there's this energy shift happening, and I'm asking you all to imagine like you have this crown on your head and you're downloading all this new download. This new system download is happening, and if you resist letting go one of those old mindset, beliefs, patterns, stories, poor me, I'm a victim, this is happening to me, nothing's happening to you, it's all for you. Nothing is an accident, and whatever is flared up in your life right now, I want you to embrace it. I want you to be a big bull, and I want you to go right at it like it's a red cape. That's what your challenge is right now. That's what I'm going to push you guys all to do. This is such an energy shift, and you cannot fight nature. Yes, you all want to blame someone on this planet, but this isn't, I can go up to the sky right now. You guys, there were 6. The moon, I think, moved. But there were 6 planets in Capricorn. Capricorn rules truth. It rules it rules like a subpoena from court, foundation, order, structure, it wants everything to be straight up foundation and perfect. It rules government buildings. It rules all of this control, right? It wants everything orderly. And so because there's so much disorder in the world, that's where everybody's losing it. Well, guess what? That's all dissipating, I told you, in the next 2 weeks to 4 to 6 weeks into Aquarius, which is all about the future. We're moving. So hang in there. We're moving, but we're just not moving as fast as all of you want because you don't want to look at your crap, story, your tale, whatever it is. So anybody on these calls right now that want me to address your specific tale, I will. We're going to grow from this in a beautiful way. I know we are. We already are. A lot of clients and friends who have been going through, again, rough times. I'm not excluded from it. We've all been touched. But I took it as an opportunity to go, okay, redirect. So the theme of today's Truth and Tales is if you are going to live your truth and let go one of your old silly stories that doesn't support you anymore, what would you have to change or empower yourself to start doing that would be more centered into your authentic truth, the real you, the true you? Some of you are gifted at raising self-worth and self-esteem. Some of you are gifted at being financially savvy in numbers. Some of you are very gifted at communicating or writing. Help people, help other people where they aren't gifted right now. Some of you are gifted at, being home savvy, the cooking I was talking about, which I'm not. My daughter, yesterday I made a meal and she was like, Mom, she was very proud of me, which I thought was pretty fascinating, right? Because I did a good job. Right? Do y'all give me a pat on the back for that? So anyway, I want you guys to just keep watching because the energy cloud is going to dissipate. Okay? Slowly but surely, this energy cloud is going to dissipate. I want you to watch. This is the big thing you're all going to watch. I want to watch people go back, the ones that are refusing to change. Okay? So some people are going to refuse to change, but everyone is making these tiny changes. And if you all make one tiny change in that tail story spin that you got going on over here in this bubble, you make one tiny change. Imagine what a whole planet making one tiny change at a time. What happens? You have a global ascension. You have one tiny energetic shift that goes up a notch. That's the goal here. I'm not asking you all to change your entire life. I just want you to make one tiny change that's kind of like a thorn in your side right now and it's irritating you. Now it's your turn. And that's what I want you guys to do. I want you to think of it from that perspective of just one small edit. What do you really want? And if you want to live your truth, this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity to look for reasons why you're avoiding your actual truth, right? Death of your old tale, death of your old story is way scarier than having what you really want. It is, and that's so scary to me that we have a planet of people who are afraid to let go of old crappy habits that don't make them more powerful. They're more afraid to let that die than they are to go step into their truth. And when you all have these amazing gifts, that are beyond blessings to other people. So living your truth means focusing on you and not outside opinions, which means this is where Google does come into your benefit. This is my weak spot. Show me tips, tools, solutions to improve that one thing. I guarantee you, you know what'll happen. You guys will have insane amounts of blessings coming in, of ideas, of solutions, of tips. There's so much self-help out there right now, guys. This is the biggest time in history for this to happen. None of you can say, I don't know what to do, because if you have a phone and you're all on this call, Google, what can I do to improve this? And you will. So there's a huge shift going on, and I want you all to see that there are blessings beyond measure, and everyone going and looking at the Debbie Downer negativity out there is not going to bless you. I will be 100% supporting you. Again, let me remind you, up on the top of this message bar, I put the link for the Truth Tribe. I've opened it up 100% free, and we are going live every week on Monday nights at 6 o'clock. So some of you who are still working, including me, are busy. And so I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to cut out some of you who are working and some of you who are off. I want you all to be able to get on that call. So every Monday night now, from this point forward until further notice, I will have a live Truth Tribe call. You do want to log into that though, only because it's a Zoom call, and that Zoom call will be launched out via reminders, and you're going to get reminders if all you just need to do is sign in your email just so I can see who's on the call. So those will be going live, and I'm going to offer that up to all of you. I am launching one option for all of you guys. And again, I will have to, let me go get you guys this. I got to get you, I will add the link in here too in a second, but I'm also launching the Reinventing Your Life retreat. And it's going to start on Tuesday. Why Tuesday? Which is weird, right? And why not start on Monday? I'm doing the Reinvent Your Life retreat. It is 6 days for $18. It's ridiculous. I never would charge that price for any of my services, but I am not excluding anyone on this event. So I can have 100 people on there, or I can have one person. I don't care who shows up, but it's $18. It's $30 a day. So if you can afford $3 a day right now, all that is so my assistant can help me out. You guys are paying her, okay? To get out the emails and all the email support. That's it. And so what's going to happen is 12 sessions in these 6 days. So we're going to go through. It's a 1-hour session starting on Tuesday at 6 p.m. through Saturday, and we will talk about, I have to go look on the website. I've been doing so much work here, guys. But anyway, 6 o'clock we'll go. It might be 7, but I want to say 6 p.m. Reinventing Your Life retreat online. I will be discussing every topic from self-esteem, self-worth, to money, to communication, to home and security and family, to offspring and romance, to your health, to work, how you're working, to your partnerships, to even sex. We're going to talk about sex. We're going to talk about death and regeneration, how to let things go. We're going to talk about belief systems. We're going to talk about career, public, how you put yourself out there, as well as mental health. I might start with mental health first, only because this is really tripping people up in their heads, and it doesn't need to. But the big tip I'm going to give you all right now is most people don't have a plan. And if you don't lay out your plan of how you're going to approach this new, let's say the new you, the new paradigm, the new you without this old tale that you want to tell anymore, it's hard to walk into the world and go, well, who are you now? If you don't have a new you telling them, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is where I'm going, this is the new me, it's going to be kind of like a confusion state, which is what you're watching happening in this frenzied environment on everybody right now. So again, if you want to get in, if any of you else and anyone else wants to get in, let me see if it'll let me. Okay, I'll just put it in the comments for all of you. It's just my website, ideserveitnow.com. Okay, and oops. if I can get that in. If you just go to the web page, ideserveitnow.com. If I could type, let's see if I can get you guys in on this. There we go. iDeserveItNow.com. Okay, and if you just click on it, it'll go right to my homepage. You're going to see it right there. Reinvent Your Life Retreat. Click on it. It'll literally just charge you $18 for the 6 days. You will get a login. You're going to get a manual of everything I'm going to walk you through. We're going to walk through the 12 discussions, the 12 topics for 6 days. So those of you who do need to reinvent your life right now, I'm in. I'm not going to let up on you. I am not going to let up on those who need help. So if you know anyone else who needs this support right now, this is my way to give back. This is my way to give back to those of you who are struggling and can't seem to get your mind on track. We're going to redirect you and get you back onto a healthier, more powerful path. Okay, so any of you who need the support or want the 6 days, it's 1 hour for 6 days straight, and you will reset every topic and we will make a plan for all of them. That is the Reinvent Your Life retreat. Remember, the Truth Tribe will be live again Monday, and I'm going to try and pop in on a shorter call tomorrow and Sunday and just kind of check on you guys and see where you're at. So any other questions? I thank you guys. So many of you have logged in and participated here. I'm going to respond to you guys. One of the messages that came in, I've been in a standstill, forward motion with developing, sharing gifts versus survival paralysis. Okay. This is not uncommon. Thank you for sharing this message. I'm going to share this to all of you again. So there's someone on this call you're not experiencing anything different than anyone else is. And the reason we're struggling with this is because you're just trying to decipher too much external content. And you're trying to say, does that apply to me? Does that apply to my truth? Does that apply to my truth? Oh wait, that triggers my tail. Oh, that triggers my other story in my tail bubble. And that triggers my other story in my tail bubble. And what's happening is you're all getting triggered on the stories of the tail bubble and all the tales that you've told for so long that you're having a hard time going, is it real? Is it true for me? And so what I'm going to have you do, if you're one of these people struggling like this participant, which is, I'm in survival paralysis, but then there's a part of me knows what my truth is in sharing my gifts. My answer is just step into saying, if you have those gifts, could you apply them to yourself for a few days? Be nice to you. Take care of yourself for a few days. If you have talents and gifts, take care of yourself. Right? Take care of you. Thank you. So she said, yes, that helps. There's a little bit of us going external. There's too much information out there. Yeah, see, and I got another comment on here, TMI. There's too much information. So the more you overwhelm yourself with all of that, the more you're going to get, how could you not get overwhelmed? For me, it's been very much a limited, it just passes by me on accident basis. But the rest of it, I have made a vow to only come on here and bring you guys the most positive, empowering content I possibly can to keep you guys high, to keep you guys leveled up, to keep you at the next level. Because if you're in the I Deserve It group, and I've told you that, if you're in the I Deserve It community, you can't settle for less. You guys are the leaders. You guys are the drivers. You guys are the empowered group. Don't go back into all that content. I want you guys to be the blessings for those around you. They need it. What if they're not listening? What if they're not paying attention? What if they're not doing higher learning? They need you. If you're on this call, you're vibrating higher than everyone else, I promise. So use your blessings. I'm giving you all hugs and kisses and stars and hearts right now because that's part of why you're on this call, which is for me to remind you to go out and raise the bar in your area, in your community, in your local family. Sit down and find a new, empowering activity. My goodness, go get some paper and everybody make some new vision boards and focus on who you want to be. Because your truth is who you want to be. Your tales are getting lost in everybody's TMI BS and it's not even real for you. Okay? So, again, any other questions? I'm not getting any here, and I'm going to cut you guys off on here before this gets too long because Instagram won't let us go over an hour, and I am getting really close to the wire, and I do not want to cut you guys off. So, we have an awesome call here. Any of you who missed it, I'm literally going to log off, but it'll save it right onto my screen, and so you can keep watching. Remember, ideserveitnow.com or my name, DawnThompson.com. Both will take you to my website, the Truth Tribe, as well as the Reinventing Yourself retreat starting on Tuesday. New moon, new you, new blessings, all starting. Sign up. But one's free and one's in your budget. So either way, I will do whatever it takes to help you, support you, love you. You guys have an amazing, brightest blessings day, and I will start harassing you all with more love and posts and joy and all the good stuff. Thank you for showing up, and I will find you guys soon. Again, if you need anything, just DM me and I'll get you connected. All right, guys, take care.